Dear Bradford Council, deprivation of liberty safeguards is just a jargon terminology now being utilized after the event, much like you have used safeguarding and best interest phraseology in the past. Was an application made to the courts to achieve your nefarious objectives? If so, why was I not informed or notified? No, you are spewing out bullshit as usual, with your lies, deception and unlawful criminal practices. You simply got desperate and kidnapped my brother from my care to achieve your nefarious objectives, in order to maintain authority and control over the situation. All you did was make false allegations to your good buddies at West Yorkshire Police about me allegedly neglecting my brother after you had stolen all his money and placed us under economic sanctions since 2012, and had then proceeded to come down with the police to have me arrested with the clear intent and intention to remove him and put me into prison once again. So you could then be best in a position to abduct my brother from my care as you had done so. Because you had all been aware I was charging you the council £1 million per week for the care I was forced to provide him with as a consequence of your systemic failures, incompetences and neglect in adult social care, and your targeting and victimizing of me as a vulnerable informal carer. Following having me falsely criminally convicted previously in 2016 and sent to prison for financially abusing my mother, brother and other family members to whom I provided care services due to your neglect and negligence in adult social care. How many daily emails have I sent you recently asking you to address this basic question, only for you to look to now fob me off with some vague abstract legal phrase of deprivation of liberty safeguards? How many daily voice messages have I left your social worker Christopher Broyle and your solicitor Green Kenner asking you to provide me the clarity being sought to the villainous action you had taken against me and my brother since the 8th of August 2023. All such voicemail recordings have now been published into the public domain for the whole world to listen into, which clearly evidences your own neglect and negligence as a corporation and failing council. Since you have only responded now that I had included every single councillor into my correspondence, and yet you continue to refuse to identify yourself as an individual person or speak with me on the telephone, then I shall look to proceed to address you the council as a collective going forward in this manner. Given you are all individually liable and culpable for the actions now being taken by you as a collective corporate body, what is the point of me getting independent legal advice from a solicitor when you have a habit of not only buying off my solicitors but privately commissioning out and buying off all the judges in any and all cases I am involved in, as bitter experience and history has proven? The other pertinent questions which you failed to address are not legal advice but basic information regarding my brother. Please address the following. Q2. Who presently is Talib Hassan's next of kin? Q3. Who presently is Talib Hassan's nearest relative? Q4. Who presently is Talib Hassan's legal guardian? I take note that you had previously attempted to remove me as my brother's nearest relative in August 2018, when you had last kidnapped him from my care, only to later abandon this court action at the time and return him to me so as to pursue litigation action against my mother. Why had you not detained my brother then under deprivation of liberty safeguards, and forcibly put him into a care home as you have now done, considering all the false allegations and statements you had made to the courts against me at the time? See attachment. Finally, you are clearly now staging events once again to set me up as you did a decade ago in 2014 when you the council had looked to murder my vulnerable big brother Nazim Hussain at the nursing home at the time and frame me for his death, much like you attempted to do the same when you recently abducted my mother and murdered her in your sole care and custody in 2022. I shall visit my brother when I am fully satisfied that my own personal safety is not being compromised and I am not unwittingly being entrapped into your abuses of power and malevolent machinations. In the meantime, you the council as a collective should be fully informed that a daily charge of £1 million is being accumulated for the unlawful abduction and deprivation of my brother's freedom and liberty, which is being utilized to help cover up your own endemic and systemic failures in adult social care. And when you do get around to murdering Talib off as you have murdered the rest of my family members in my care, then the cost for such murders shall be at my standard basic charge of £1 billion per human life you look to forcibly take away and murder. Please look to provide me with a named single point of contact to whom I can look to address all of my issues with, before another fatality takes place. This time regarding my vulnerable brother Mr. Talib Hussain. Regards, Mr. S. Hussain.